So today we're going to have the summer discussion concerning the external diploma ATHC level 4. And in today's assignment, we are going to look into some of the things that we expect that learners should identify or should do when addressing or when doing assignments. One of the first things you need to note is that your assignment should be that whether in a PDF form or in a Word form. However, the font size you're looking at should be 12. Okay, your font size should be 12. Should be 12. And preferably you can use Arial type of font size or as the name. That'll be more better for you. Okay. You can do formatting if you want, but there should be border lines, and then you can bullet points if you want for some of, so you make it more appealing and more attractive. All right. So in the first assignment, the task normally asks you to create an academic poster covering two key current health well-being issues and or debates in ill health and social care in your chosen national context. You may use pictures, diagrams, and charts to summarize the information alongside text. Your poster one should be able to analyze the chosen key health and well-being issues and current debates related to health and social care in the chosen national context. Two, you should be able to analyze factors influencing the development of perspectives on your selected contemporary issues in health and social care. And then there we go. Then we can look into analyze the factors influencing the development of perspective on your selected contemporary issues in health and social care. Assess the public response to your selected contemporary issues in health and social care. So in so doing, what we meant is that when we say analyze those issues, we expect that at least you should be able to produce a work in a form of academic poster, which can include text, diagrams, infographics to present two main health well-being issues and or current database. You have to make sure, like I did mention, that all your sources should be referenced accordingly. Okay. Should be able to reference Solomon, just correct me.
Okay.
So I was talking about the task one where I did mention about scenario one, where we are going to we are being tasked to analyze chosen key health and well-being issues and current database, and also to analyze the factors influencing those developments and the database as well. And I did mention that in achieving this, the learner should be able to produce a work in a form of a diagram, academic poster, which can include text and diagrams or infographics to present two main health and well-being issues and or current database in the health and social care chosen national contest. We expect that you, the learner, should be able to identify and analyze those two current key health and well-being issues or database related to health and social care. This must be within a chosen national context. So for that matter, UK, they should explain the issue, the cause and the impact, and the current approaches to dealing with it, supported by the statistics. You should have evidence where appropriate and should be able to explain why it has become an issue. You know, this is what we expect for task one. Eh? And for every task that you mentioned, you should be able to, so to speak, reference accordingly. Where the 1.2, we expect that the learner you should consider different perspectives, different, you know, perspectives on the issues that they've mentioned, the national issues that they've mentioned, and to explore, by analyzing the factors affecting those different perspectives. Perspectives may include local or versus national. Okay, so we expect that you look at the perspectives of different groups impacted by the issue. Factors should consider the full range of suggested indicative context as relevant to the chosen topics. Okay, and then the part three, you should be able to assess the public responses to selected issues, including the level of their support of belief in the issues and support any initiative to address issues. They should include how information about responses have been gathered and how reliable it is. Okay, and how reliable it is. All right.
All right.
Yeah. Now, do you have any question? Let's go back and see. Do you have any questions at all?
Yeah, my question, the tax that we have mentioned. I'm going to do it separately, or I'm going to do it on the same word, because in our area assignment that we do, they let us do the same task on the same word. If I'm using word today, so that it will make one, but I'll just identify task one. And
Yes.
yeah,
Yes, it's one document, one word
one
document.
document. Okay.
The assignment should be a one word document.
Okay.
Well, obviously, the assignment has different tasks, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, so task one, task two, you answer it. Task two, you answer it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
We should normally have a sample on your model.
Yeah, but I think this the model is not open down. Especially this topic that we are treating. If I go there, I don't see the model. So if you can
Oh,
forward us.
really? Why have you not said it all as well?
At times, that's why it is. But later on, it comes. That's why I haven't complained it.
Oh,
Mm.
I see. You should have drawn the attention. Yeah,
Oh, okay. Sorry.
yeah, you should have drawn the attention. So, as I mentioned, one minute. So I mentioned, I say in task one, we are supposed to analyze the chosen key health. We're supposed to analyze the factors that influence the development, the perspective of the selected contemporary issue, which I've explained now, okay?
Okay.
And then the third one, which is 1.3, is able to assess the public response to your selected contemporary issues in health and social care. Public response, okay?
Okay.
Yes. So what public response can we look at when we say public response to your selected contemporary issues in health and social care? And having said that, then we can dive into if you want to achieve a merit after getting a pass, then you have to evaluate the impact. So when we say public response, what are we looking at? Okay.
Okay.
What is a public response? So you see, the learner should be able to assess a public response, to selected area issues, including the level of their support of belief in the issues and support for any initiative to address these issues. This should include how information about responses have been gathered. You remember when we were having the lectures, we spoke about feedbacks, qualitative, you remember?
Questionnaires and those and
Exactly. So once we hear responses, then we should be able to look at, so we don't just get responses, there should be a process that we use to get that info, isn't it?
Yeah.
The responses, exactly. So when we say public response, you should have done some data, or you should have put in something that was survey that would have used to gather those responses. Okay.
Okay.
Those are things that we expect that you explore on it. And then the merit, if you want to achieve a merit on this grade, then the learner, the question that is to evaluate. So in evaluation, you should be able to evaluate the impact that reporting by the media is all part of the responses has on the public response to the issues. So having identified the public response, we also have to evaluate yes,
Sorry. Okay.
impact,
Do it.
whether social media, whether the print media, and all that has the public response to issues that they are exploring. They should consider the influence of media, attitudes of media, hidden agenda, the objectivity of media use of evidence, the impact on public responses or political influences on this. So you should be able to explore all impacts the media may have on your responses. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, the impact that reporting by the media has on the public responses to the issues that they are exploring. And in so doing, they should include the influence of the media, the influence of media hidden agendas, the agendas that they may have, that may be positive, that may be negative, the objectivity of the media, what they seek to achieve, the use of the evidence impact. So these are things you have to explore, to be able to get a merit mark. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So evaluate the impact of the media. Okay. Evaluate the impact of the media issues on public responses. Okay. All right. Then let's move on to to and that's two. We are looking at write an academic essay discussing the socioeconomic, political, and cultural factors influencing the well-being and health and the impact of issues on the development and professional services. You should select two key current issues to discuss in your essay and should explain these issues within your essay. Remember to reference your sources as appropriate. This I've mentioned that. What type of reference do we use? Do you know?
Come again.
What type of references do we use for our assignment?
The references.
Yeah. What type?
The Harvard lesson professor.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have other reference.
Yeah.
So we have to make sure that we stick to the Harvard reference, okay?
Okay.
And your font size should be always at 12.
12, yeah.
Okay, so one, you should be able to analyze the socioeconomic, political, and cultural factors influencing the well-being of health and social in a chosen national context. Two, you have to analyze the government and regulatory responses to the two selected contemporary issues in health and social care. Three, assess the capacity of current health and social care frameworks to deal with the impact of those key contemporary issues selected. Three, analyze the impact of your selected contemporary issues and health and social care on the well-being needs. And then lastly, analyze the implications of the selected contemporary health and social care issues on the development services to meet population needs. And those will achieve a pass mark. So let's look into it. What we mean by this. So that's two. What you mean is we expect that the learner should be able to present a general analysis of the socioeconomic, political, and cultural factors influencing the well-being and health, both positive and negative. So the influence of the well-being, whether it is positive or negative, you need to really analyze it.
Okay.
In your chosen national context, before focusing on their selected issues for the remaining, they should consider the full range listed in the indicative context of the unit. True, not all factors may be relevant to the national. If we for every lecture that I lecture, if you look at your model, there's something called indicative.
Yeah.
On top, the first one, yeah. So it's telling you should be able to look into the indicative for this particular task.
Yeah.
Go through the indicative context of the unit. You may find a lot of information in there, okay?
Okay.
That is listed in there that will help you to evaluate the socioeconomic and political cultural factors, okay? Two point two. We expect that you should be able to focus on two specific issues and analyze government and regulatory responses to this, looking at the government policy and initiative and changes in legislation or regulation, for example. Okay, so we should be able to focus on the two specific issues and analyze government and regulatory promises responses. So this looking at the government policy and initiatives and changes in legislation or regulation, for example. So
Yes.
what may be the two specific issues and government and regulatory responses on this? Looking at the government policy and initiatives and changes in legislation. So we haven't looked at the national context, and then we are trying to see what we call identifying those specific issues and also analyze them according to the government and regulatory responses. And then what's your understanding on this?
Which
What's your understanding on this?
which one? The analyze or
Yeah, the second one, yeah.
analyze the impact of your selected contemporary issues in health and social care.
So I'm talking about the the 2.2, yes. What's your take on it? Okay.
Okay, let me try. Okay, that is you have to put measures in place that will meet the people's needs. As maybe a good measures that will meet the people's needs. Let me take it like that.
Is that your take?
Yeah, yeah. So
Okay. So
oh,
yeah, let's look at 2.3, the next task.
I'm having it.
Okay, so I'm referring to this task. So analyze the impact of your selected contemporary issues in health and social care their well-being. They analyze the implications of your selected contemporary issues and social care issues on the development of services to meet the population needs. This, we say that in 2.2, learners, you should be able to focus on two specific issues, only two, and analyze those government and regulatory responses to this, looking at the government policy and initiatives. So maybe there's a policy for, maybe there's an issue about inequality, okay?
Okay.
We have to look at what government policy seeks to address inequality, okay? Or it may be mental health. So what government policy seeks to address mental health issues or mortality or depression. So in this 2.3, it's telling you that you have to choose two specific things that seeks to address the issue that you have mentioned. So what are the government policy or regulatory responses, looking at the policy and the government intervention or initiative, and then look at, is there any changes in the legislation or regulation that seeks to address the issue that would have been mentioned, okay? Then 2.3 says that you have to focus on the selected issues. You should be able to assess the ability of the prevailing health and social care framework to respond appropriately to the issue in terms of speed of change and ability to deal with the specific issue. Current data and statistics may use to break back up the assessment. So in 2.3, you are assessing the ability of the issue at hand to respond appropriately to the issues in terms of speed of change and the ability to deal with the issue at specific issue. Okay. So where 2.2, you are seeking to, so to speak, review the policy and ensure you're analyzing. The 2.3, you are assessing the ability of those issues to respond to appropriate to the issue in terms of speed of change and the ability to deal with the specific issue. Then, if you want to get a distinction, then you should be able to, consider the government policy initiative in respect of their chosen issues and evaluate the issues of government policies. Okay? Evaluate the issues of government policies. Okay, so you should be able to consider government policy and initiative in respect of their issues and evaluate their success. So this time you are looking at, is there any success that has been chalked with these government policies? Then you evaluate those successes. For instance, you say that the government policy on inequality, having access it, where what 2.3 says, they to address this. Those are successes that you have to elaborate on. Okay? Then we can look into 3. So you've done with it. We spoke about the math. And then we spoke about distinction. If it's about distinction, you need to evaluate the impact of government responses to the selected contemporary issues. Evaluate the success of the health and social care services in meeting those diverse population health and well-being needs in respect to your selected issues. Okay? So to our distinction, those are things that we expect you to do. That's for distinction. And let's look at task 3. In task 3, we expect the learners must analyze how the issues they have selected impact health and well-being needs in terms of the additional capacity or specialist requirements. For example, okay, should be able to learners must consider services that would to be developed to meet these needs and analyze the implications of development in terms of changing priorities and redevelopment and funding. So learners must assess the any inequalities of health needs or access to healthcare that impact on the delivery of care to meet the needs of respect their chosen issues. 3D1 learners should look at the current responses to selected issues of health and social care sector and evaluate their successes and weaknesses, identifying the factors that have been affected. Okay, so these we expect that 3.1, 3.2, what we expect that you should be able to achieve is that one, you should be able to analyze how the issues that have been selected impact health and well-being needs in terms of additional capacity or specialized requirements. Okay, so in this case, we are looking at analyzing how these issues have they have been selected. How have they been selected? The issues, how have they been selected? The impact it has on health and social well-being needs in terms of the additional capacity, specialized requirements. Okay. And then 3.2, we should be able to consider the services that would need to be developed to meet these needs and analyze the implication of development in terms of changing priorities and redevelopment and funding. Okay. And then if we want to achieve a distinction, we expect that you should be able to assess the inequalities of health, the health needs or access to healthcare that impact on the delivery of care to meet the needs in the respected chosen issue that you have mentioned. The distinction, you should be able to look at the current responses to the selected issues of the health and social care sector and evaluate these successes and weaknesses, identifying factors that have. Once you guess things like success and weaknesses, you have to use what we call the SWOT analysis. You know the SWOT analysis?
Yeah.
Do you know, have you heard of it, the SWOT analysis?
Yeah.
Exactly. So in assessing the weaknesses and the successes, we have to adapt the SWOT analysis, but that will help you to be able to identify if there was any weaknesses or if there was any strength or if there were any threats as well. These are things that we have to look into when we talk about that. Do you have any question?
No, I don't have any question.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
So key important things is one, use of bullet points. One, you are putting your answers together. You have to devise of using bullet points, okay? Your points, you have to bullet them.
Okay.
Nicely written. You have to make sure your font size is 12. You have to make sure that you are using the Harvard style of reference. It's up to you if you want to create border lines. Some people write without not putting no spacing, some use spacing. So it depends on what you do, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. And not using them in spacing. So depending on what you do. So it's important that you look at these things and adhere to the. If you look at most of our model, or you always see some of the format, the things that are indicative, what we expect that you may have the points, they have a sort of reference, the font size, you want to do formatting, and all that. You understand me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you have any other question, you can always call a message. But if you have nothing, then you can put our lectures for today.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much.
All right.